Are you okay? I'm sad. About what? Everything. I'm just sad. How long have you been sad? I don't know. Just sad. Really sad. That's sad. Sound familiar? Sad is doing a lot of heavy lifting in the English language, and it's not doing it well. Today we're retiring the word sad and replacing it with 15 words that actually describe what you're feeling. Sometimes sad doesn't even scratch the surface. When the feeling goes deeper than a bad day and when it settles in and refuses to leave, these are the words you need. The first word is melancholy. Melancholy means a deep, persistent feeling of sadness and loss. It's not a sudden sadness. It's the kind that lingers, quiet and heavy, without an obvious cause. For example, a strange melancholy came over him every autumn, as if the season itself carried grief. Or in conversation, you seem distant lately. I don't know. There's this melancholy I can't shake. Nothing's wrong exactly. Everything just feels a little gray. The next word is despondent. Despondent means in low spirits from loss of hope or courage. This is sadness with a specific edge, the feeling that things won't get better. For example, after months of rejections, he grew despondent. Not just tired, but genuinely hopeless about the future. Or he's not just sad about losing the job, he's despondent. He doesn't even want to try again. The third word is bereft. Bereft means feeling a profound sense of loss and emptiness, as if something essential has been taken away and left a hole where it used to be. For example, after his dog died, he felt completely bereft. The house was too quiet and nothing felt right. The fourth word is dolorous. Dolorous means feeling or expressing great sorrow or distress. It carries a weight and formality that makes it perfect for describing deep, almost ceremonial grief. For example, the dolorous expression on his face said everything his words couldn't. And the fifth word for deep sadness is lachrymose. Lachrymose means given to weeping or tearfulness, a sadness so close to the surface it spills over easily. For example, he became lachrymose at the smallest things after the loss: a song, a smell, a particular slant of afternoon light. How is she doing? Melancholy mostly, some days despondent. Is she bereft? Completely. It's dolorous to watch. Has she been lachrymose? Every day. She needs time. Not all sadness announces itself. Sometimes it's quieter. A wistfulness, a heaviness, a mournfulness that sits just below the surface. These are the words for that. The first word is elegiac. Elegiac means having a mournful, wistful quality. A sadness tinged with beauty, like the feeling of looking back on something wonderful that's gone. For example, there was something elegiac about the old neighborhood. Beautiful and sad in equal measure, like a song you can't quite remember. The next word is lugubrious. Lugubrious means looking or sounding excessively mournful, sometimes to the point where it almost seems theatrical. For example, he delivered the news in a lugubrious tone that made even a minor inconvenience sound like a tragedy. The third word is plaintive. Plaintive means expressing sorrow in a quiet, mournful way. Think of a sound, a voice, a melody that carries sadness without saying a word. For example, the plaintive cry of the violin filled the empty concert hall long after the audience had gone. The fourth word is rueful. Rueful means feeling genuine regret or sorrow, usually over something you did or didn't do. For example, he gave a rueful smile when he found the old letters, wishing things had gone differently but knowing they couldn't be undone. And the fifth word for quiet sadness is woebegone. Woebegone means looking sad or miserable in appearance. It's written all over someone's face before they say a word. For example, he shuffled into the kitchen looking so woebegone that his roommate put the kettle on without asking what was wrong. You seem elegiac today. I suppose I am. Feeling lugubrious, if I'm honest. I heard something plaintive in your voice earlier. Rueful maybe, just woebegone. It'll pass. And then there's the kind of sadness that feels like it has no exit, no comfort, no end in sight. These are the words for when sad doesn't begin to cover it. The first word is disconsolate. Disconsolate means unhappy with no hope of comfort. A sadness so complete that nothing seems to help. For example, he sat disconsolate by the window for hours, turning away every cup of tea and every kind word. The next word is forlorn. Forlorn means lonely, abandoned, and without hope. It carries a sense of isolation, not just sad, but alone in that sadness. For example, the forlorn look on the dog's face every time he left for work broke his heart a little more each morning. The third word is desolate. Desolate means feeling completely alone and abandoned, an emptiness so vast it feels physical. For example, standing in the empty house after everyone had moved out, he felt utterly desolate. Every room a reminder of what used to fill it. The fourth word is crestfallen. Crestfallen means sad and disappointed after a specific letdown, the particular sadness of something not going the way you hoped. For example, he came home crestfallen. He'd been sure he had the job, and the rejection hit harder than he expected. And the final word is heartrending. Heartrending means causing great sadness or distress, a sadness so acute it feels almost physical, like something tearing. For example, the heartrending goodbye at the airport left nobody in the terminal unmoved. How are you feeling? Disconsolate, honestly. Forlorn. Completely forlorn. Desolate, even. Are you crestfallen about what happened? It was heartrending. I just need some time. And that's it. 15 words to replace sad and finally say exactly what you mean. Words give us a way to understand what we're feeling, but if you find yourself experiencing any of these, despondent, disconsolate, forlorn, for an extended period of time, it's worth talking to someone. A friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. Putting a name to the feeling is the first step. Getting help is the next one. Whether you're melancholy, despondent, or utterly disconsolate, there's a word for what you're feeling. Save this video, learn these words, and follow WordSmith for more interesting words.